It's Rebecca.
But also very good. Give it a read.
You want me to read it?
Give it a read. Producer Gary's just switching all over the place. Editor Joe's probably losing his mind.
All right. Hey, listen, Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 474. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to do some wacky racing. Now hit our theme song!
This is Editor Joe singing an intro song. They never gave me an intro song, so this is your song now.
Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We're back for a very exciting adventure in Magic Land. It's the very first Ryan original deck that we have done on the show since moving into the damn studio, and I actually think for quite a while before that as well.
I think so.
And we're gonna do that.
So.
It's gonna be super fun. We got some stories to tell, some people to thank. Before we get to any of that kind of stuff, we do have to acknowledge our amazing business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs, as well as Pile of Bones Brewing Co. They are the second coolest thing to come out of Regina, as well as being the official beer sponsor for CCO's Sidewalk Slam. Season 3 being recorded very soon to air on YouTube.
Very excited about Sidewalk Slam. It's going to be a ton of fun. We've got some great guests. We're going to have some post games. We're going to have some stuff that we've never done before on the show.
Yeah.
And that includes having Thomas on.
We've been trying.
Oh, yeah.
He's literally been sitting over there reading a shampoo bottle since we tried to have him on last time, just waiting.
And the time before.
Just waiting. Chomping at the bit. Can't wait to be on the show. So
that's it.
That's going to be fun.
You heard Producer Gary in there. Big thanks to Producer Gary and the Dufferin Avenue Media Network Studio. Mm-hmm. So we're here. We're doing my deck. And you know what's cool about this deck that we're doing?
It has 114 cards in it. Is that it?
No, but I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Okay.
What had happened was I orders the cards from FusionGamingOnline.com.
Did you pay full price for them, Ryan?
Did not.
What? How did you get away?
So at checkout,
Highway
I
robbery.
used... Oh, yeah. I sped away in my vehicle. Ooh, that's a hint.
Yeah.
At checkout, I entered in CCO Holiday. You'd see the promo code right on the TV if you're watching on YouTube.
Which you should be.
And they arrived. I got an email right before we started recording the show today that they arrived today.
Ooh.
And it's funny because I went and played the deck yesterday at EDH&M with 14 filler cards that I did actually intend to put in the deck, but I put a bunch in just so I can go and play it.
Right.
And it turned out that a bunch of them are good. So I don't know if I want to cut some of them, or if you can help me with that, or if I should put in the stuff that I ordered, or should I just kind of cycle through the stuff that I ordered until I find what the best combination of stuff is.
Got him.
Yep.
Always trust your first instinct.
Cut the whole deck.
Yeah. No, don't cut the whole deck. Just cut the cards that weren't supposed to be there and play the ones that were supposed to be there. And then if you were underwhelmed by their performance, you already have some easy replacements.
Ooh.
Already.
Ooh. Already.
That's right.
Yes. Okay, well, what we're doing is Breya Etherium Sculptor.
Oh, no.
So now, before you turn the show off, because we're doing one of the most popular commanders of all time, know this. The nation helped me pick this, so it's their fault. A. B, it's a vehicle deck. And vehicles are very quickly, over the last year of my Magic playing career, becoming my go-to favorite strategy.
The thing you like, okay.
Yeah, I think that they're so fun. I think that they're so funny. I can say, I'm going to tap my treasure mage guy, and he's going to jump in a clown car, and then I'm going to use the clown car to crew this spaceship, and it's goofy.
Why aren't you playing clown car?
I cut clown car, a couple reasons. I didn't want an X because I didn't know where it was going to fit most usually into my curve. I didn't want to have a whole bunch of dice, and I know I just said vehicles are goofy, and clown car was my example.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too goofy, and I don't really like uncards.
But it's
I know.
Man.
I know.
You're even playing a card that costs more mana to do that does kind of the same thing.
I know.
So weird.
I know.
Bonus points if you can guess what that card is.
Hey, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
What I said, though, a minute ago was the nation helped me pick this. They, when I went into our jank deck building thread on our Discord, which you can get into if you want to become a Patreon supporter. Ooh.
Patreon.com/CCO Podcast. A little bit goes a long way, keeps the show going, and keeps us going to events like Vegas and Atlanta and Edmonton and Saskatoon.
Yes, the Saskatoon event's coming up
next weekend.
This weekend coming.
Oh, right.
Because the future in the past.
Yes.
Yes.
Because chronology continues to move forward.
Very much so. So if you want to help support the show, if you want to get into the Discord, if you want to get an invite to Sidewalk Slam, all of our guests are our supporters on patreon.com/CCO Podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you.
Oh,
for the most
very
part.
much so. 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
But the patrons are also going to get first access at the Kickstarter and merch stuff that we talked about last week.
Yep. More info on that to come in the coming weeks.
Yeah. Oh, I have something to show you on that. I forgot.
Neat.
Yeah.
Is
very
it?
Much so. And we got some feedback before we even asked for it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Yes. I'll tell you about
Does it have anything to do with dinosaurs?
Yeah. Kind of. Kind of. So we've got a Breya deck. I'm going to give her a read.
Okay.
And then I would like to go through the deck sort of quickly so we can talk about my experience with it so far and the potential cuts.
Sure.
Okay, so Breya Etherium Sculptor.
Shaper.
What did I say?
Sculptor.
Oh, yeah, I was reading Etherium Sculptor, the card.
Yes, which is right next to it in the thing. Yeah.
Breya Etherium Shaper. White, blue, black, red, 4/4, legendary artifact, creature, human. Just a human.
She's not human.
When Breya Etherium Shaper enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 blue Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying.
Sure.
Very important that they are creatures because they can crew my vehicles.
Yes.
So when you cast Breya, you can crew all the way up to 6 power.
It's pretty good.
Or, sorry, 6 crew.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you can pay 2, sack 2 artifacts, choose 1. She's going to deal 3 damage to a player or planeswalker. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn, or I gain 5 life. Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. I can very definitely see me reaching the end of the game by saying, okay, sack 2 vehicles, sack 2 vehicles, sack 2 Cybermen.
Yeah.
Like, take 9 after I hit you for a bunch, like, when I attack.
Right.
That's fine. And I can also see, like, sack 2 things that don't really matter, like 2 mana rocks late game to give your guy -4/-4 to get, like, the last blocker out of the way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I guess this is nothing new. This is what Breya does,
Yeah,
right?
she does the Breya thing, and when you play it in an artifact deck, like this one kind of is,
Yep.
she can do the Breya thing efficiently.
Very specifically, though, no combos, which Breya is wont to do with that first 3 damage thing where you just cycle through infinite mana, infinite artifacts to deal infinite 3 damages.
Yeah.
Not doing that very specifically.
Smart.
So my first thing, like my first inflated category, mana rocks.
Now, let me do these ones.
Okay.
And we're going to see if the nation, because they can identify a pattern here.
Just watch out for this one because it doesn't fit the pattern.
That's because you added it while I was doing the intro.
Yeah.
And I watched you do it. And I know why you did it. Because you knew I was going to dunk on you. So here's what we have. We have, skipping over this third one, we have Arcane Signet, Boros Signet, Etherium Sculptor, Foundry Inspector, Guardian Idol, Iron Mirror, Izzet Signet, Mox Opal, Orzhov Signet, Rakdos Signet, Sol Ring, Talisman of Creativity, and Hierarchy, and Indulgence, and the Iron Crag.
Now, if I had to trend those in any particular way, I would say that nigh all of them are 2-drop mana rocks.
No 3-drop mana rocks, as we say
Except for the Foundry Inspector.
Which I didn't say. I didn't mention
You did
that
actually.
one.
You did actually.
Oh, I
read
did?
it.
Yeah, I was going really fast.
Damn it. You suck.
I know. I did it all in one breath, though. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's all right, man.
You got a big throat for holding all that breath.
When you're reading things out loud off of a piece of paper, like,
Yeah.
it's not like I could ever do that professionally, right? Yeah, we'll talk about why that's a thing on the next show.
Yes. Or in person after the event at the CCO after party.
Yeah.
After
I've had a few drinks at Birmingham's.
the tour stop, Saskatoon, January 18. Be there or be square.
Correct.
Okay, so
Actually, just be there. Even if you are square, just be there.
Yes.
All shapes are welcome. No shape shaming in the nation. Thank
no
you, producer
shape
Gary.
shaming in the nation.
That's pretty good. I
Producer
like that.
Gary, clutch when it counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got like,
All these 2-drop mana rocks that add mana.
yeah. And specifically, I was like, man, I just need signets and talismans because probably I want to cast Breya on turn 4. And also, I don't want every land in my deck to come into play tapped. So I was like, I'm going to put all these 2-drops in. But things like the Iron Crag and Mox Opal are coming out once I get my cards in the mail. Like, I don't need 15 mana rocks and then 4 vehicles that give me treasures. I don't need almost 20 cards in my deck providing me with more mana when, like, the average converted mana cost of the deck is quite low. I don't remember where to look for
It's
it
probably
here.
around 3, I would guess.
Well, with all the 2-drop mana rocks, it's quite low. It's quite low. Anyways,
Doesn't matter.
yeah, it's low. So I'm probably going to cut 2 or 3 of those, the Iron
Good.
Crag and the Mox Opal for sure. And then I'll probably just crunch the numbers on like how many reds, how many whites, how many blues do I need, and I'll cut. What do you think, talismans or signets accordingly? Which do you prefer?
I like the signets more than the talismans because I don't play a lot of life gain, and those 1 damages add up. Get your chip-ins. When you're chip-insing yourself, when you don't have to, I find often will... Like, how often have you been at a game, you're like, fuck, I'm going to lose to Exacties because you attacked me with a 6/6, and I would have 9 had I not played a spell, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's not like they add up super lots, but especially because you're going to tell the story about a pretty grindy game that you were in with this
Yes.
deck,
Yep.
where if you were tapping a talisman every turn for colored mana, could put you in a very difficult position.
Very specifically, I did have 1 talisman and 2 signets in this grindy game. It was almost 3 hours. It was 2 hours and 2.5 hours.
So long.
And it was against Muldrotha with a Spore Frog and
Glacial Chasm.
Glacial Chasm. And I just couldn't get in consistently. And when I did get in, when he had the Glacial Chasm and the Spore Frog, it was like after a Wrath, so I could hit him for like 4 or 5. And then he had also... a Haywire Mite that could exile one of my vehicles. He got my Nautiloid ship, which would have removed his graveyard for the second time. But also the Haywire Mite, when he got it back with his Muldrotha, he gained 2 life after it died. Right? So he kept gaining the life back. I'd Wrath of God to try and get everything and then attack him with vehicles after my Wrath. And then he'd gain his life back over the next few turns. So, yeah, quite grindy.
It's almost like there's a really cool vehicle that you're not playing that definitely wrecks graveyards pretty good.
Oh, is it unlicensed hearse?
It is unlicensed hearse.
I'm playing it.
Are you?
Very definitely
No,
playing
you're not.
unlicensed hearse.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't. That's not an oversight. You're very good at this.
Oh, whew. I thought you were judging me.
I take it.
On
Oh, I
the
was.
on the internet.
I was, even on the internet, but I was wrong, and I apologize.
Okay, well, before we get into vehicles,
Yep.
because there is quite a bit, and there are some cuts that need to be made. I got instead of making cuts, I had questions about how to cut.
Sure.
Okay, but before we get there,
Well, let's do these ones, because
Yes.
there's some things here. Okay.
yeah, I've got my 1 Lord of the Rings card that I need to play in every deck.
I was going to ask about that.
Yes,
Okay.
it's Cast into the Fire. I love the art on it. It's an instant red 1. Choose 1. Cast into the Fire deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. It gets mana dorks early.
Sure.
Or I can exile target artifact.
Fine.
Sure. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It could be a different card, though. Whatever. I've got a Dispatch, which is tap a creature, or if I control 3 or more artifacts, which I will,
Yep.
it's exile that creature. That's great.
So it's better path in that particular situation.
Yep. Divine Reckoning. This was actually a superstar in the deck.
Yep.
White 2. Each player chooses a creature they control, destroy the rest. So I would choose 1 guy, and then none of my vehicles are creatures.
Right.
I use my 1 guy to crew my vehicle and then go to town.
Yes.
Yes. Martial Coup, another superstar. White X. Create X white soldier creature tokens. If X is 5 or more, destroy all other creatures. Those guys can then be used to
Crew vehicles.
crew vehicles. And then classic Wrath of God, and that just kills guys.
Yes.
Man, this is the one, this is the sweeper that I'm like, it doesn't do anything extra for my strategy. Does it need to be there?
No. In this deck, in this type of deck especially, I would, and they cost a little more mana-wise, but I would look at something like a Descend Upon the Sinful.
Whoa.
Specifically, it's white 4, exiles all creatures.
White 4?
Yeah.
That's so many manas.
And you think it's so many manas, but when it's a one-sided wrath for you that leaves you with a 4/4 that flies and crews vehicles, it's pretty good.
Oh, it's a creature?
It gives you a creature afterwards. It eradicates all the dudes and then gives you a dude back.
Yes, I know that card. That's from Avacyn Reborn, right?
Probably.
Or Avacyn... It's from an innocent.
It's from Innistrad
Yeah,
somewhere,
I have that card.
It's good. You should play
I
it.
have that. I think it's in my jank, like, trade-in bulk box.
Because when all of your big, beefy beaters are not going to get caught up in these ridiculous exile sweepers,
That's the point of vehicles.
those are the ones you play.
Yeah, okay.
Those are the-
I'll look into that one
right?
for sure.
Like, because those are freaking good.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do.
And it eradicates the spore frogs and the whatevers of the world, right? Like, it gets rid of their stupid crap. Use it now or forever. F off.
Could I use... Does Farewell get rid of graveyards?
Yes,
Does it?
I think so.
I don't think it does.
Does Farewell get rid of graveyards? I'm asking Gary.
Gary doesn't know. You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to minus this Wrath of God. I'm going to take it out of the deck.
Yeah.
So now I got 99 cards in the deck. We're going to continue doing that until...
Oh, that's
for a while at least.
that's exciting. Okay, let's go on to the next.
Kato, Iron Craig
Yep,
out.
gone.
Because you know what? I just got the email notification. The cards are waiting for me at my house.
Yeah, get rid of them.
Iron Craig gone. I don't want to be that guy that drops turn 1 Mox Opal into Soul Ring into Signet.
I do.
So I'm gonna exit that, and there goes $200 out of my budget. Yep. So we are sitting at 97 cards. Hey, we're making out like bandits.
We're doing it.
Okay. Next 5 cards here. These are the support cards.
Extra support cards. Okay.
Extra support. We got Wake the Past. It's a 7-drop. Return all artifacts from your graveyard to the battlefield. They gain haste until end of turn.
That's an incredible beater in this deck, and I know that. Having never seen this deck in action, I know that that's what that does.
All my vehicles come back. They all get haste. I just go to town. Yeah.
Yes.
I've got an Unwinding Clock. This isn't actually that good. It's one of the extras. It untaps all your artifacts during each player's upkeep or whatever, right? It gives my vehicles haste. It makes me be able to crew every turn if I need blockers.
Yeah.
I'm taking it out.
Yeah, that's...
Fuck it.
It costs $13 also.
Yeah.
Get that out of here.
One last job. Yeah, I'm not going to say what kind of job either. This
What?
is a spree card. This is brand new from Cowboy Hat Set. It's white 2 sorcery. It got spree, so you can pay extra into it, and you go extra 2. Return creature from graveyard to battlefield.
Sure.
So that gets my Breya back or some creature back.
Right?
Pay an extra 1. Return a vehicle from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Ah.
Pay
yes.
1 extra. Return an aura or equipment, but I don't got any.
Yeah,
of
there's
those.
none of those.
So it gets me a creature and it gets me a vehicle back
Sure.
for
7.
No, for 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Because I don't
Oh, yeah,
do the
6.
last spree.
Right.
And then I've got a start your engines and an armed and armored, and those just auto crew your whole team.
Well, I like those. Those
Oh
are,
yeah.
Yes.
And start your engines actually gives all your vehicles +2/+0. This is like overrun in the deck where people are like, "Oh, you just cast Wrath of God?" Yeah, and I'm like, "Bro, that was to get rid of your blockers. I'm gonna start my engines.
Die!
Take
Yeah, I like
25." Yeah. So all of those are probably staying in.
As they should.
Yeah, those are.
I
good.
know one last job. I don't know. I don't really like those
Yeah.
spree cards that much, but that's
You know what? I thought it's a 2-for-1. Like I can turn 1 of my cards into 2 of my cards. So I thought that's card advantage, and
Sure.
and probably if something's in my graveyard, somebody wanted it dead,
Yeah.
or I flinged it there.
Flinged. Yeah, flung it. Flang it.
I flang it.
Fling.
I phalangied it.
flang.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these dudes. There's just like you have all these like
Some random dudes in here.
really uncreative custom category names, I must say. And then
This
creature.
this category's name is creature. I blame Architect
Yeah, I do
for
too.
being uncreative. Okay.
Start at the bottom.
They do data, not creativity.
Well, they should do both. Let's start at the bottom because that's creative. It's Treasure Mage.
Search for a 6-drop or bigger artifact.
What's the one that you find? We're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
I
A
have
big vehicle that stomps your dink into the dirt.
SRAM Senior Artificer.
Cast a vehicle, draw a card.
Shu Yun the Silent Tempest.
Cast a non-creature, pay Boros. Target creature gets double strike. Yeah.
So you cast a vehicle,
To give another vehicle double strike.
and then you use him to crew a vehicle,
You could. He's got 3 power for 3 mana.
right?
Yep.
And then you.
Yep.
Okay, that checks out.
Yeah,
That checks out.
it checks out, and he actually got me all the way up to Xaxes to kill Matto.
Boy, I love killing mana.
Very happy about that.
Yeah. All right, next card. I assume you threw this in here for sentimental reasons. It's Rebecca.
But also very good. Give it a read. Give it a read.
You want me to read it?
Give it a read.
The text
Producer
is so
Gary's
small.
just switching all over the place. Editor Joe's probably losing his mind.
All right. Rebecca, Architect of Ascension,
Yep.
is a 3/4 for white 3 legendary creature human artifact. So that says artifacts you control have protection from each converted mana cost among artifacts you control. So if you have a 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, and 4-drop artifact, they have protection from 1, 2, 3, and 4 things.
Converted mana cost.
Yes.
That card is actually very powerful.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't see it more often in decks that play artifacts that all just don't cost 2.
Yeah. And well, I've got artifacts that cost 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
It's pretty good.
and 8. I don't think any 7s though.
No 7s?
Yeah, I'm not protected from Spine of Ishzar. Okay, Lodestone Golem. This is another one that I had. Non-artifact spells cost 1 more to cast.
Got it.
Cut it?
Got it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but you're cutting stuff. Just cut that one.
It's got 5 power for 4 mana.
Got it.
Cut it? Okay.
There it is, all right.
You're the boss. You're the boss at cutting.
I am. I'm very good at it.
Joyra, Weatherlight Captain, cast a historic spell, like, I don't know, a vehicle,
Yep.
draw a card.
That's pretty good.
Probably not cutting that one.
Is dead.
Oh, Imskir. What did you call him?
Dinksmear Iron Beater.
Dinksmear Iron Beater. Affinity for artifacts, so he costs black, red, 5/5 demon, if he was from SoCal.
I shall.
Yep. You shall from SoCal.
Yes.
Demon. And when he enters the battlefield, you draw X and lose X, where X is half the number of artifacts you control. So usually, like the couple times I've cast him so far, it's like anywhere between 4 and 6 is how much I draw.
That's a good number.
2 mana. And then I can go red, 3, sack an artifact, and he deals damage equal to its mana value to any target.
Cool.
I did 16 with him one turn.
Neat.
It's good, yeah.
I like that.
Yep. Aethersworn Canonist. I actually like this one. Anybody who cast a non-artifact spell can't cast an additional one. So it slows people down.
It lets you play one not artifact thing each turn.
But everything in my deck, except for like 4 cards, is artifact.
Yes.
Do I keep this? It's 2 power for 2 mana. And that's important with crewing because I don't want to pay 4 mana for a 1/1 to get a good effect.
My initial thought when I was going through the deck was I noticed that you weren't, and lots of people are probably sitting out there thinking, well, where are all the pilots? The pilots are in the maybe board, which are in the envelope, which are in the mail at Ryan's house right now. And I assume that Aethersworn Canonist was put in there because you didn't have the stuff in that column there that we'll get to in a bit. And so I would say you probably drop that one to play a pilot that's more thematic to the deck, even though it may not be as powerful a control piece.
You know what? I'm not trying to control. I'm trying to drive over your dink.
See?
Okay.
Smart.
DePaula, Pilot Exemplar. We got a pilot.
There's a pilot.
Other dwarves and vehicles you control get +1.
Cool.
And whenever she becomes tapped, like, I don't know, when you crew a vehicle, you can pay X, look at the top X of your library, put all frickin' vehicles into your hand.
And dwarves.
Yeah, I don't got any other dwarves.
You should play more dwarves.
I just go play vehicles.
'Cause you know
Actually, some of the stuff I ordered is dwarves.
Because I don't want to say that there are 7 specific dwarves that you could play that would crew very well.
Yes.
But there are.
They could crew my careening minecart.
That's right.
Oh, man, what a great sentence. See, this is why vehicles are so fun.
Crew my career.
And you said you'll quit when Disney takes over Magic. Okay, Alibu Ancient Witness, last one. Artifacts you control have haste, very important.
Yes.
And whenever one or more artifact creatures you control attacks, Alibu Ancient Witness deals X damage to any target, and you scry X, where X is the number of tapped artifacts you control.
So many words on that card. It's pretty good.
I can attack with one guy, and he's going to scry X and deal X damage. And it's just like, for all my tapped artifacts, I'll just be like, oh, in response, I'll just crew all my vehicles with all my vehicles.
Yeah.
So they're all tapped.
Correct.
Yeah. So that one's just a card advantage like house.
Yes.
Yeah. So now
Now we're moving on to the
vehicles.
the car lot, if you will. We're gonna take a spin through where I can't think of anywhere that have a motors. Like,
Talladega Motor Speedway.
well, no, that's a real place. It's kind of like a magic place, like a
well-
Abracadabra Express Motors. That's the first frickin'
Yes.
the Abracadabra.
Yes. Well, when we go to Aetherdrift, like that's what inspired me to like get on the horse and actually do this, because we're going to be getting a whole bunch of new vehicle and vehicle exclusive stuff like in the racing themed set, right?
Yeah.
So we've got Aerodera Express. This is a 5-drop 8/8 with Menace Crew 4. I'm going to go through kind of fast on these.
Sure.
Bomat Bazaar Barge, ETB's draw card 5/5 Crew 3 for 4. Careening Minecart.
There's the one.
A 3/3 for 3/3 for 3 when it attacks, mind you. You get a treasure.
Crew for 1.
Crew
That's
for
pretty cool.
1. This one's really good.
It's a 3-drop mana rock.
It is a 3-drop mana rock,
Called it.
and I can actually crew it with a Thopter that Breya gave me.
Are they 3/1s? Oh, no, it's a 1/1.
No, it's a
Yeah, you're
1/1,
right.
but
There
it
you go.
crews for 1, so it's good. Your mother's a colossal plow. This is a 6/3 crew 6 for 2.
Jesus.
Man, they got weird numbers on here. But when it attacks, you get white, and gain 3 life, and mana doesn't empty.
Cut that.
But it's colossal plow.
It's fun to say, but
It's fun to cast against Uncle Brando.
cut it.
Cultivator's Caravan. This is the 5/5 mana rock for
3-drop
3.
mana rock.
Yep.
That's a vehicle.
Cyber Ship. That's
So
why,
good.
That's why I needed your Cyberman tokens.
Yeah.
It's an 8/8 for 6. I think this is one of the biggest ones. It flies, and when it deals combat damage to a player, I put your top 2 cards face down under my control. They're Cybermen.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a double good thing. It's a huge beater that flies.
That turns into 12 power next turn.
Takes their cards away from them, turns them into dudes that can crew the ship.
Crudes.
Yes.
Yes, crewing dudes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Demolition Stomper, 10/7, crew 5. Can't be blocked by little guys. Can't be blocked by chumpers.
Yep.
Horde Hauler. This is one that you don't like.
I don't like this one.
Do you think I have enough acceleration in here that I don't need this?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Yes.
It's a 5/5 trample, crew 3, attacks, deals combat damage to a player. Make a treasure.
For each artifact they control.
I think it's good.
It is, when you read the card, it's very good.
What if they control no artifacts?
When you play the card, what you're going to run, this is what I run into all the time, because I played in Bello, and
Yeah.
I've resolved it lots of times,
Mm-hmm.
is what you're going to, usually what I run into is you got Buddy over here who's got nothing going on that you can just easily slap the shit out of him.
Yes.
He has no artifacts.
Stop.
That's why he doesn't
Yep.
have anything.
It's good.
So hitting him doesn't net us anything.
Except for he has less life.
Yes. But like you could probably hit him for more with a bigger vehicle. that
Yeah,
also
fuck
costs
it. I hate
4.
life. Yeah.
And then the other guy, he'll have like enough blockers that he won't block it, or maybe he can't block it either, but he's got maybe 1 artifact. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna get 1 treasure for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy that has the Sol Ring and the 3 treasure tokens and the 2 equipments and whatever, you're not getting at him in a million years with a 5/5. In a million years.
He's got
you're
an
getting-
indestructible blocker that's
Yeah.
like a 6/8.
He's got a first strike death toucher that's just gonna own it right away.
Man, really?
Yeah, and I've found that in most cases. I mean, that's all like hyperbole because that's only what I've seen, but like
Hyperbolic.
hyperbolic.
There you
Sorry,
go.
that's what I've run into with this card in virtually every situation that I've had one.
Well, you know what I'd say to that? Wow, frick.
Yeah,
Cut it.
Play that truck.
Cut it.
What's that truck I told you to play?
I don't know, but I don't know if it's that good.
No, a gigantic truck. It's like a 4/4 for 4
Yes.
vehicle. Crew for 2.
Yes. Oh, that's
when,
good.
When it attacks, you put 2 +1/+1 counters on another creature.
Ooh.
So you swing in at a buddy who has no stuff, like I
Yes.
just told you about.
Yeah.
And then you can either make your little Thopter guy that you're using to crew vehicles
Yes.
bigger so he can crew better vehicles.
Yes.
Or you make your other vehicle that's attacking, say your Horde Hauler. Now it's a 7/7 with trample, and now you are going to get in and get some treasures.
You know what, though? I don't know if I need to make my other guys bigger because all of the things that are pilot inclusive say make token can crew like 2 bigger or all your vehicles have crew 2. Those are the cards that I'm waiting on. I don't know if my guys need to. Of course, bigger is always better.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you that.
That's right. Make your vehicles bigger.
So you're saying I should cut Horde Hauler?
I would.
Cut it.
Got it.
Got it.
Gone.
Gone.
Got it here. All right. What
Okay.
else we got?
Oh, Knight Paladin.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, yeah. It's a 6/6 crew fucking 1, baby. And when it ETBs, it deals 4 damage to each opponent, so it's getting its guy.
Right.
Downside is it costs 5.
Yes.
But I'm fine with a 6/6 trampler for 5 that deals 4 when it ETBs.
Yeah.
I hit 1 guy with it and they take 10
Correct.
total, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay. Luxurious Locomotive.
I like this one.
6/5 crew 1.
Yeah,
Man,
buddy.
that crew 1 is so important with the Thopters from Breya.
Yes.
Yeah, because you get 2 of them. You can even chump 1 and crew with 1. Okay, so when it attacks, mind you, when it attacks, you get a treasure token for each creature that crewed it. Probably 1, But I'll remind you that I get 2 Thopters, and both those puppies can jump in at the same time. Yeah, let's go, road trip. Look at big treasures. Yeah.
Yep. You have your Arab.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Activate only once each turn. Oh, I can't activate, like, and then crew it again, then crew it again, crew it again. Yeah, so I can only freaking
Crew it once.
crew it once, but I can crew it with 2 guys.
Yes.
Yes, or 10 guys.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Good card here, too. I think underrated gem in vehicle decks. This is Megmatic Galleon.
I play that one too.
Yeah, it's a 5/5 for 5, crew 2. When it enters, it deals 5 damage to target creature an opponent controls, usually gets its guy.
Yep.
And whenever one or more creatures your opponent control are dealt excess non-combat damage, you get a treasure.
I play that in Teralf. And if you listen to the pre-show from yesterday, you will hear why that would be good in Teralf.
Yep. And it doesn't need to be my excess non-combat damage.
That is
it's
correct.
just any excess non-combat damage. Makes me think maybe instead of like a Divine Reckoning or a Martial Coup, do you think I should have like a damage-based sweeper?
Nah.
No? Not that good?
Well, I mean, it's fine, but that's very situational, and it's for 1 treasure. Like, yeah, your Blasphemous Act was free at that point, but, I mean, it's 1.
Yeah.
It costs freaking 1.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, baby.
This is a good one.
Mech Titan Core.
Voltron.
Yep. 2/4 for 2, crew 2 vehicle. And you can exile it and 5 other things.
Yep.
Artifact, creatures, and/or vehicles, and then you get to assemble Voltron.
Yes.
A big 10/10 construct with, what has it got? Flying, Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, and Haste, and is all colors.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Maybe when they do the Akira Secret Lair that's going to come out with
100%.
Aetherdrift, Mech Titan Core will be the weird ooze mutant that Tetsuo rises out of the stadium. You've probably never seen Akira.
Nope.
But there's this big glob mutant that's just... Yep, it's like building itself out of the stadium, and like the people that it's rolling over are in there too.
Whoa.
It's pretty and gross.
Like that one episode of South Park when Cartman turns into that big fat blob guy?
Yes.
Or was that Rosie O'Donnell? I think it was Rosie O'Donnell.
Either way, it's probably the exact same thing. But yes,
Gross.
also Akira Secret Lair. Neat.
Yep. Yeah, Mech Titan Core. I've actually had it work one time. I've gotten it.
Yeah, I've seen it happen a couple of times.
And I won that game.
But I've seen the core also just here's my Mech Titan. Yeah, sweet. Die, right?
Yeah.
You see that lots too.
Yeah. Okay, Mighty Servant of Luco.
Sure.
When it becomes crewed for the first time each turn, if it was crewed by exactly 2 creatures, it gains, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw 2 cards.
Cool.
It's a 6/6 crew 4 with trample and ward, discard a card. Like, that's
pretty
why
good.
I'm playing it. I've never drawn cards off of this, but it's a 6/6 trampler.
Yeah.
So, okay. I thought you might say cut it on that one.
Nope, I like that one.
Okay. Mizium Tank. It auto-crews when you cast a non-creature. It's a 3/2 that gets +1/+1 when you cast a non-creature.
Now, we've talked about this before the show.
Yes.
I think that we're going to cut this for one of the cards that's in the maybe board,
Well, let's talk about it now. This is a
Okay.
3-drop, 3/2 with trample
Yep.
that gets bigger when I cast non-creatures.
Right.
And it auto-crews.
Right.
Okay.
And it doesn't get bigger permanently, just till the end of
Yeah.
turn.
The card that I have in here is Brotherhood Vertibird. That's so freaking,
Stupid.
yeah.
God damn.
It's a star 4 flyer for 3 again, for 3. And it's got power equal to the number of artifacts I control. So it
Yes.
just stays big all the time.
Yes.
And has flying instead of trample, does not auto crew. Crew 2.
Crew 2, which is essentially auto crew because you have those 2 Thopters and all the pilots that could crew it as if they were.
I think that this card's better,
Yes. I think it's better. It's easier to cast.
but
It's
auto
gonna-
crew is so freaking good.
It's going to die less, and this one isn't dependent on you doing another thing. Because that tank auto crewing and getting bigger are dependent on you having a not creature in your hand that you want to play right then. And maybe you don't. And if you don't, then you're attacking with a 3/2 that is probably going to eat shit in combat. Whereas that thing, it's a X4 flyer that's difficult to block. That's just going to swing in for 5 or 6 or 10 because you've been playing your deck.
Yes, it's not for the things I've played right now. It's
Yes.
for the things I've played generally in the deck.
Precisely.
That's why it's big.
Yes.
All right. Man, I like Mizium tank.
It looks cool, and it's a tank, which is cool as hell, because tanks are cool. But, you know.
Am I getting the Brando cut?
Got it.
Oh, frick. Oh,
sorry,
I
man.
like that card lots.
Well, now it's gone.
Okay, Mobile Garrison. When it attacks, untap another target artifact or creature you control.
Neat. I like that one, too.
I don't think it's very powerful. It used to be.
I think it's cool.
I think it's been outclassed.
Maybe. Still cool.
That one might be one I cut.
You're going to cut that one probably when Aetherdrift comes out.
I'm going to cut it now.
Cut it now?
Cut
Gone.
it. Gone.
Get it out of here.
There's no going back.
Mobile Homestead.
This one might get cut too. This is a 3/3 for 2, and it crews for 2. When it attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, I can put it onto the battlefield tapped.
Sure.
There's actually 2 in here that do that. The other one is is Raiders Carve, a 4/4 crew 3 for 3. Attack, look at the top card library onto the battlefield tapped.
Cut them both. No, don't cut them.
No, don't cut them. These ones are actually good. Okay, Mobilizer Mech. When it becomes crewed, up to one target vehicle you control also becomes crewed.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
And this one flies. This one's really freaking good.
Way better than that tank.
Nautiloid Ship. Enters the battlefield, exile target player's graveyard,
Very good.
and it's a 4-drop,
Yep.
flyer, 5/5, crew 3. When it deals combat damage to a player, I can cast one of the cards that I've exiled.
Sure.
It's good. It card draws, but from your graveyard.
Yes.
And it's graveyard removal.
Important.
This card fucks.
Yes.
Parhelion 2.
Oh, I love this card.
This card fucks.
I love this card a lot. This is great. This is good.
I
Read what it does. Read what it does.
I flinged this with Dinksmear.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good target.
Yes.
Good target.
It's a 5/5 flying vehicle for 8. First strike, flying, vigilance. When it attacks, create 2 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying that are and vigilance that are also frickin' attacking.
Yeah, they're attacking.
So it actually hits you for 9.
13.
13.
13.
I was going to say 9.
Yeah, 13 more
13.
than 9. That's some brandology for you. 13 is a bigger number than 9.
Yeah, this card is quite powerful.
It's so
yeah.
freaking good.
It isn't the one I search for with Treasure Mage. I usually search for Cybership because Cybership is like, it's a 8/8 flyer
Yeah.
and like more damage right off the bat.
Yes.
And then it gives me the Cybermen.
It gives you more damage on its own, but not over time.
Over time, this one, like if I Treasure Mage turn 3, I'd probably search for this and then just play the game of making treasures and getting lands until I can get this. Because this is the most powerful equipment, I think, in the game. In terms of just raw power.
Oh, yeah. In terms of like taking somebody's lips and slapping them off of their head, this is the best one.
Yeah. Cool art, too, hey?
Yeah, that's
I
super
like
neat.
that.
I
one.
like that
I
card.
want to drive that to work one day.
Me too.
Park it right on Gary's house. Just destroy it into just rubble. Yes.
Yeah, you're sleeping in a...
Yeah, not car bed.
Yeah,
car house. Okay, Peacekeeper Colossus. This lets me pay 2 to auto crew guys. Just pay 2, pay 2, pay 2, pay 2. And it's a 6/6 crew 4. This card's good.
That's a good one.
Raiders Carve we talked about. Reckoner Bankbuster. This card was good in Standard for a while.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it got expensive. I don't know how good it is in Commander. It's a 4/4 for 2, crew 3.
Sure.
Okay. When it enters the battlefield, it enters with 3 charge counters on it, and you can go 2 tap, remove a charge counter from Reckoner Bankbuster to draw a card.
Sure.
Then, if there are no more charge counters on it, you create a treasure token and a 1/1 with this creature crews
The pilot.
for 2 greater.
Yes, that's what a pilot is. A pilot is something that can crew things as if its power were 2 greater than it is.
Yes. So it's a 1/1 that can crew 3.
Yes.
So it can crew the Reckoner Bankbuster
Yes.
after you like remove its charge counters to draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah, you've
you
heisted
get a
the
bunch
bank.
of piles.
Yeah.
Pilots.
Pilots.
Yeah. Is it good or is it too slow?
You could do better. Cut it.
I'm going to leave it for now.
Cut it.
Renegade Freighter. When it attacks, it gets +1 trample until end of turn.
That's a good one.
Okay.
If that cost 4, I'd play it in Bella.
Yeah, it costs 3.
But it cost 3.
Yeah.
Sucky.
Sovereign Flagship. Council Flagship. The good one.
Yep.
Flying 6/5, crew 3. When it enters or when it attacks, it deals 3 to a creature or planeswalker.
It's good.
It's a removal spell.
Yep.
And I'm really removal light. Smuggler's Copter. We don't cut it.
We all know Smuggler's Copter.
Yeah, we play that one. Surge Hacker Mech. ETBs deals damage to a creature equal to twice the number of vehicles I play.
It's a good one.
That's a good one. It crews for 4, 5/5 menace. That one is...
That's
that
another
card
good
has won me games.
That's another good card.
Unlicensed Hearse. That's graveyard removal that grows bigger. And Untethered Express 4/4 for 4, crew 1.
Yeah.
Crew 1. And when it attacks, it gets a +1/+1 counter.
That was real good in draft.
Yes. And it has trample. I don't know if I said that.
You did, I think.
But this one is good because it just grows and grows and grows over
just
time.
attacks and grows. I should put that into Bello, because that one does cost 4.
This one, yes.
And it's already a 4/4.
Yes.
But it's a trample that makes itself big, and it also has haste and
What is
indestructible.
Bellow gives haste and indestructible?
Yep. And whenever it hits you, I draw a card.
And whenever it attacks, it gets a +1.
Yes.
And it has trample.
That's right.
This card would be very good in Bellow.
That would be very good in Bello.
That would be efficient.
Man, now I have to make cuts. This sucks.
Cut it.
It's way easier when I'm making you cut stuff.
Cut it.
What are we cutting stuff for, Ryan?
Okay, well, we are at, how many cards? 91 cards. Hey, we did pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
We did pretty
Not
good.
too bad.
I could probably cut a few mana rocks after I crunch the numbers
Oh,
of what
yeah.
colors I need, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I've got, Adewale, Breaker of Chains.
I'm sure that's a real word.
Sure, he's a pirate, but when he ETBs, you put a vehicle from, I don't know, somewhere, and when
Yeah.
he dies, a vehicle something, and you get him back.
Too many words. Got it. Keep going.
Fuck, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Too many words.
Too many words.
Yeah.
He's
that's-
cut.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Aeronaut Admiral, vehicles you control flying.
Very good.
Very good,
Yeah,
keeping
we're-
that one.
yeah, we're gonna play
And
that
he's
one.
a 3-power guy, so he can crew nearly anything.
That's very good. Yes, we'll keep him.
Astor, Breaker of Buttholes. Huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. He's a 4/4 for 4. Vehicles you control have crew 1.
There we go.
So now my Thopters can crew anything. And when he enters, you look at the top 7 of your library and you reveal a vehicle from among them and put it into your hand.
Sick. That's a
That,
good one.
you probably keep that one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Brotherhood, Verabird,
Yeah, we already kept
Yeah.
that one.
Greasefang, Greasefang, 4 power for 3 mana.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Rat Pilot. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Cruise a cyber ship or Parhelion 2.
yeah,
All by himself.
put my rat in. Just the rat all by himself, crewing Parhelion.
Yeah. My rat driving a motorcycle is flying the spaceship that makes angels and shoots lasers. Pew, 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 pew.
Yes, and I'm gonna sacrifice all of it to make a Voltron.
Yes.
Yes, and then I'm gonna put like Gimli, son of Gloin, to freaking drive them all, just so I can have a Lord of the Rings card. Greasefang.
Yes.
At the beginning of combat on your turn, you get a vehicle from your graveyard onto the battlefield. Auto cruise. After combat, it goes back to your hand. Mm-hmm. That's good.
That's very good.
That's good. This guy was good in standard for a while, wasn't he?
I think he was. Did he go with the Bank Buster?
I'd bust some banks with him. I'd bust some banks with Greasefang. Hotshot Mechanic. Now, this is one I wanted to ask you about for real.
Okay.
I know all of those other cards are good,
Yes.
except for that guy whose name I couldn't read.
Right.
Keel be screaming at me in the comments.
Yes, he is.
Because it was a...
Assassin's Creed card.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so I've got a Hotshot Mechanic.
Uh-huh.
It's a 2/1 for white, straight
Right.
up. And Hotshot Mechanic can crew things with power 2, or sorry, as if its power was 2 or greater.
Yes.
So we can crew 4, but it's a 2/1 for 1.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah. I'd play it.
Is it good enough?
I think so.
You don't think it's like not too low impact?
No.
Oh.
It's basically a mana dork, essentially.
Oh, that's a good way to look at it.
Right, but-
Usually I try to look at things like what else they could be.
But the mana that you make with him can only be used to activate vehicle abilities.
Okay.
Right? Like, that's how I look at him. I think he's a good card. In a deck like this, I would suggest he's pretty good. And in a lot of cases, some of those vehicles, like the last train that we read, the one that gets bigger when you attack,
Yeah.
it crews for 1, sure, but like it costs fucking 4. So like
Yeah.
maybe you don't have a dude handy that can crew the big huge thing. This thing crews Parhelion all by itself, right? Like
Oh,
that's pretty
yeah.
good. If your vehicles have haste, but you don't have any dudes, but you do have, for some reason, 9 mana, there we go.
Let's go.
Right? I like him. I would play him.
Yeah, I love having 9 mana. Okay. Jackdaw.
I thought that's a Jackjaw, and I was like, oh, that's gross.
Jackdaw.
Don't Google that.
No.
No.
I always think of Jack Dawson from Titanic.
I don't know who that is. I've never heard that name before.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Nope.
His name was Jack Dawson.
It's a stupid name. Who knows that? Yeah, why do you know that?
How do you
He-
not know that?
he's
It's like the
seen the
greatest
Lord-
movie of all time.
He's seen The Lord of the Rings and Titanic and
that's
read
it.
one, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Those are the
Those
3
are
movies
the
I've
only
seen.
movies. No, that's 5 because there's 3 Lord of the Rings movies.
Well, there's 2 Titanics if you're watching on VHS.
Did you know that there actually is 2 Titanics. There actually is a Titanic 2. And if you really, really want to waste a lot of your time, there's also a Titanic 3. And it's as bad as you think it is. Holy shit.
Man. Okay.
Man, I wish that little Brookman hadn't left. We could have told him about Titanic 2. They could have
keep
done
distracting everybody so they don't see me being totally professional. Did you get the frickin' recommendation I sent you the other day?
For
Editor Joe's probably screaming, saying, "Hurry up!"
Gator Shark versus
Gator
strippers?
Shark versus zombie cheerleaders. Here's the tagline: half shark, half alligator, half naked.
Yes, I did. And yes, I did look for it. I couldn't find it, but I will. I will watch that movie.
Hey, do you ever want me to alter your bellow to the movie poster for Crack-Coon? You want that so bad now, don't you?
I do now.
I just thought of that.
Crack-Coon. Man, that's the best.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, Cinema Cookout Podcast. Jack Dawson does not get onto the door. It's a 4/4 for crew 3 for 3 mana. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, I can discard my hand and then draw cards equal to the number of artifacts I control.
Risky.
Yeah.
But it's a May. It's fine.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I like that one.
Okay.
Keep that one.
Okay. Katsumasa, the animator. I pay 3, make vehicle into guy.
Good.
Yeah, I don't need to say what else it does. It also flies. It also does 1/1 shit. I don't care. If I can just pay mana to crew my guys.
And it doesn't just crew your vehicles. It also turns your other artifacts into dudes, too. If for some reason you want that.
My 2-drop mana rocks. Make them into 2/2s.
Nah, it turns them into 1/1s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does. You're right.
Yeah, they're small. But anyway, continue. This.
King Makar.
This shit is good.
King Makar, baby. 2/3 for 4 inspired. That means when he becomes untapped, he does something. And that thing that he does is kill a thing
Exile a thing.
and make me a gold token.
Yeah.
This guy is good.
For people in the nation that don't remember gold tokens, they were even better treasure tokens because you just had to sack them. You didn't have to tap them.
They realized pretty quick, though. They were like, we can't keep doing these.
Yeah,
and
this
then they
is
invented treasure.
Yeah, because that's so much better.
Yeah. So King Makar, yeah, very good.
Boy, King Makar is a boss.
Okay, we got a couple more here. We've got Kotori Pilot Prodigy.
Okay, it has pilot crew things.
Vehicles you control have crew 2.
It's pretty good.
Very good. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, target artifact creature you control gets lifelink and Vig.
So she crews a vehicle, then it gets lifelink and vigilance, then it goes in, does not tap, gains you some life. Pretty good.
That's good. Yep.
Like that one.
Yep. Prodigy's prototype. I assume it's Kotori Pilot Prodigy's prototype.
Sure.
Sure. Riveting stuff, hey?
Cruise for 2.
Cruise for 2, and whenever a vehicle you control attacks, you create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature that crews.
Sick.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Is this one good, though?
I think
is
so.
it good enough?
Yeah.
It gives you value. I've been touting how important it is, like, to crew 1 and get 1/1s.
Yes.
These crew 3 and are 1/1s.
Yes.
Okay. Keep it in.
Keep it in. I would keep that one. I like that one. I like this one too.
You like this one
I
too?
like this one.
I always think that these ones are the low impact ones.
No, these are good. These are the ones that are going to get your stupid horde hauler in and all that other shit if you keep it. Man, this is good stuff.
Okay.
Your Prodigy's prototype has to attack and not eat shit in order for you to get maximum value. Renegade Wheelsmith will help you do that.
It's a 3/2 for 3, and it's a dwarf.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And when it becomes tapped, target creature can't block this turn.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually like that with all of my vehicles that say when they have to hit a player.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what convinced me. No, it wasn't anything else. Actually, he's a dwarf, and I have a Depala and
A Depala.
an Astor or a Alibu. Who else cares about dwarfs?
Just Depala and me. And you mentioned Gimli earlier, who is a dwarf.
He probably cares about dwarfs.
He probably does.
Yes.
They usually do. They're very clannish that way.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
There's 7 clans of dwarves, actually.
there is.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. 2-drop mana dork.
Okay.
Okay. And this, I think this guy's a little bit of a hidden gem. Just got a reprint in
Jumpstart.
Jumpstart. Yeah. This is a Vidalcan Engineer,
Got him.
originally from Darksteel.
Caught him.
1/1 for 2. Tap to add 2 of any color. Spend only to do artifact bullshit.
Caught him.
You don't like this one?
Caught him. Play Ancient Tomb.
Oh, no. $80.
Caught him.
This
Play
guy-
Ancient Tomb.
35 cents. Yeah.
Caught him. Play Sol Ring.
RDM.
I stand by what I said. Listen here.
I'm going to keep this guy, and I might actually replace a Signet or a Talisman.
Okay, that's
Because
fine.
this guy can crew vehicles, and he's a mana dork.
There you go. All right, fine.
Sure.
Keep him, I guess.
Final one. Veteran Motorist. He's a 3/1 for 2.
Okay,
Ooh, speaking my language. He enters the battlefield, scry 2.
sure.
That's fine. And when he crews a vehicle, that vehicle gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
And he's a dwarf.
Hey!
Yes. he
Keep
is.
him!
Yeah, I keep him for sure.
Okay, so we have 13 cards in that maybe board and only 9 slots still.
Well, we did pretty good.
We did do pretty good.
That's not bad.
We did pretty good. And you know what?
And then we just cut rocks and basics, and we can put the rest of the cards in.
Oh,
It's fine.
yeah, cut basics. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing. Fuck yeah.
Right? How many basics have you been playing? 3?
3 and 3 and 3 and 3.
9 basics?
No, 12.
What?
Because I played 4 colors.
What the... What?
Well, here's the
Come
thing.
on,
I'm
Ryan.
I'm thinking about...
How many triomes you playing?
I only have... There's 2 in here because that's how many I had.
Uh,
2 triumphs, 2 fetch lands, 2 temples, 3 artifact lands because artifact.
Sure.
And I've got a restless bivouac in here.
What the hell are you playing that for? Why did you do that?
It gives me 2 different colored mana, which is great because I'm playing a 4-color commander that I want to cast on 4, and I've got things like Veteran Motorist and shit that cost like 2 hard pips, and this gives me red or white, and I can pay 3 to make it a 2/2, which crews.
Sure.
And also, whenever it attacks, I put a +1 counter on target creature I control. So I thought it's fine.
Cut that for Goliath Truck.
No.
Because it
No,
gives
I like
2
this one.
+1
Hey.
+1 counters.
Restless Bivouac got me Xaxes on Mat O.
You said something else gave you Xaxes on Mat O.
Well, they all combined together.
I believe it, only one of them put you to the top. The rest of them just sort of helped you get there a little bit.
No, if I didn't have any one of them, I wouldn't have had Xaxes.
If it wasn't Restless Bevel Cack, it would have been something else.
Gargle cack. I'm thinking about vehicles to cut because I'm adding vehicle support. I'm adding other vehicles. I'm adding better stuff, more card draw, so I'll see more stuff.
Cut rocks.
Cut rocks.
Yep.
13 plus vehicles. Too many.
Too
Let
many.
us know in the comments how many mana rocks.
Cut rocks.
Frickin' Gemstone Mine John just did a great video on how many lands to run in your commander decks, like backed up with mathematicians, theory, and stats, all your favorite stuff. You'd actually like the video. And he should do another one, how many vehicles I should run and how many mana rocks I should run. So if you're into like the really nuts and bolts, thinky kind of magic stuff, check them out.
How many?
Well, it depends on the deck.
What?
I left you with the
Listen.
the cliffiest of hangers.
I wanted to watch the episode, and then at the end, he just holds up a piece of paper with a fucking number on it, and that's the number that I run.
Oh, you know what I do to
And then I immediately go and change all my decks.
You know what I do, and this is the story. And I guess you see the list. The deck list will be in the show notes for the show. Check it out. Let me know on the Discord if you're a patron, or let me know in the YouTube comments what it is or what you've experienced from your vehicles deck. But I got one more thing I wanted to talk about lands.
Tell me.
Okay.
Tell me.
So I'm sitting there with an experienced player like yourself or one of the CCO dude bros.
Okay.
Somebody who's in the know, if you will.
All right, I know what's up.
Okay, so let's say it's me and you, or me and FU Alex.
Sure.
And I says to him, he mulligans. Oh man, I got a mulligan again. I got no lands. And let's say there's 2 new players right next to me.
Sure.
And I says, how many lands you running there? 13? And he goes, yeah. And I go, I run like 14 in mine just so I don't get land screwed. We just go with it. And the new players are like, what? Is that real? And I go, yeah, you know what? I made a lands deck one time. Had like 20 land in it.
Look, I don't want to get land flooded. What the hell?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. So to answer your question, after watching Gemstone Mine John's very good video that he spent lots and tons of time on,
Yep.
14, too many.
14 is not the correct number. Yeah, see? Oh. But what is the correct number? See, it gives you nothing.
Yeah,
have
that's
nothing
it.
except for that one piece of information. You have to find more things by watching the video. See,
What I will
man,
say,
we're good at this.
yes. What I will say is I play 36 land, and I had at the time like 15 mana rocks and vehicles that give me treasures.
Jeez.
And there was a few times where I thought, fuck, I don't want a signet. And then I draw a signet.
Yep.
Or what happened to me, I was playing against a Gonti deck.
Uh-huh.
He looked at the top of my library. It was the new 3-color Gonti.
Yep.
He looked at and cast from the top of my deck a signet. And at that point, it was great.
Sure.
But it was a signet that was there instead of like a cyber ship or a Parhelion or a SRAM or a Shu Yun.
Something cool.
Something good. Yeah. So I think that there are too many, and the deck will probably turn into 89 or 90 cards because 1 or 2 are going to come out.
This deck is it's ramped as if it's going to be a much more powerful deck than it is.
Ooh, thanks.
The ramp, well, that doesn't mean the deck is bad. It's just, but you have like a very efficient ramp package in it. They all cost 2.
Yep.
Right? So like that's really setting yourself up for the 2 mana rock turn 1 if you draw Sol Ring.
Yep.
To put you on turn 4 on turn 2.
Yep.
And so like you're really set to do that. And I feel like in the type of game you're going to want to play this in, you maybe don't need to do that. You might want to, and that's fine, but you might not need to. So you might find like as you play this deck, you're going to find that you always have enough. Like I found like I'll use Bellow as an example because it's the one that I tuned the most recently. I found because he provides himself so much card advantage, and I only ever really need 4 mana, having all the ramp and all the draw I had was unnecessary. So I could put in more just fucking beaters. And I think that that's what you're going to find in this deck.
Yep.
As you kind of play it and just, oh man, I don't want to draw any more ramp. I just want to play more fucking crazy vehicles. I want to helicopter crewed by a motorcycle that's dropping trains and shit on people, right?
Yeah.
Because Aetherdrift is going to give us that. You're going to play all the F1 cars that they build. And I'll just cut rocks and play them all. And your deck's going to be dope.
I wonder if they're going to give us a Segway. I hope so. I wonder if they're going to give us rollerblades. Those aren't vehicles, really, but
I mean,
rollerblades with rockets on them are.
Rocket. I think they might have had rocket skates in.
They might have
one of
had
the
rocket
unsets,
skates
I
in an
think.
unset. Now, here's the last thing to consider about cutting colored mana rocks is if I cut like 6% of the deck is black, 18% is blue, and 24% of my mana rocks and colors can produce black. Right. So I've got way more black mana production than I need. But if I add a Greasefang and a King Makar and whatever black cards that I add in, that's going to increase my need for black. So I'll have to just make sure when I cut mana rocks and put cards back in that I'm not exceeding what the math says should work.
And I think we've talked about this probably years ago on the show, but maybe it's worth mentioning again. Ryan and I are in a very fortunate position when we build decks where we can basically build anything we want because we've been playing for 100 years and we have the land base to basically never be screwed.
Balls that. I'm playing Arcane Sanctum instead of the Tri-land. I only got 2 fetch lands. I'm running Terramorphic Expanse and frickin' what's the other one? Terramorphic
Evolving
and
Wilds.
Evolving Wilds, yeah. I actually
You don't have to play those things. Those is my point. Like,
Yeah, I suppose.
You don't have to play those. You are because
I tried my very best to not have to spend any money on this, and I think the mana base is fine. It just plays more tap lands than I want it to, and really what that means, like my 2 fetch lands going to get my 2 or 3 triomes that I'm playing. Sometimes I don't want to get the triumph, so I have to fetch a basic if I want to play Breya on turn 4.
Yeah.
And it's like, shit, if I spent a few extra bucks or change decks around so I could get shock lands out of other decks, to have shocks and triumphs and basics and fetches, that's what I want. But I don't want to have to tweak other decks, and
you're not that excited about this one.
And shock lands are never that cheap that I'm just going to be like, oh, I'm going to go get like 5 shock lands and a freaking prismatic vista to like go find my basics.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm $100 extra into this deck. And that's not how I want to play Magic. I want to have that challenge to say, hey, I can sneak out this win, or I can like draw from my collection in a creative way, like with whatever ball sack bivouac or whatever and have that like win me some games, right? Right? I want that experience because that's what's challenging and unique to me. Everybody can just freaking go and spend money on a 4-color mana base or a 5-color mana base, but if I can kill you with a freaking restless bivouac, man, if I can whack you with a bivouac.
It's not even a borderless front. Feckless bivouac, or the hell it is.
Yeah, no, it's
Frick. I mean, yours might be. I don't know if this is the printing that you.
It is foil. It is foil. I cracked a foil one, and I said, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to put this in my box. One day I'll build with it." And that day, yesterday. So,
but I think that the deck is cool, and I think that it's
so fun.
I'm looking forward to looking back at it because once we get to Aetherdrift in a couple of months, we're going to bring this up again, and we're going to see what kind of vehicles go in. And maybe we can even do an episode on it where you kind of go through the I'm looking for the process of when you have these vehicles that you like and enjoy in a deck that you enjoy, but like, do I want to cut for efficiency? Or maybe there's like another, maybe Parhelion 3 is in it. It's wearing a cowboy hat and it's just ready to go, right? It makes it makes outlaw tokens, pow, 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 or something like that.
Yes.
Maybe there's something like that.
Maybe there'd be chariots and Amonkhet. What kind of vehicles did they use in Amonkhet?
Chariots.
Chariots? Oh, no, it'll be a giant, like, granite block on those log wheels and they'll be rolling it.
And the zombies will be carrying it or whatever.
Yes.
It's like Cleopatra's chair, or the Macho King Randy Savage's chair.
Yes, that's definitely a vehicle.
Yes.
Probably comes into play. Tap those zombies, not that fast.
Yes, that's true. Yes, but they're tireless. They will get you there.
Yes. WotC, checks in the mail.
Yes, thank you.
Or bills in the mail, I should say.
Yes, for that one as well. What's the other? Oh, yeah, and then, oh, man, the Merganda vehicles.
Oh, yeah. What are those going to be like?
It's going to be like, it'll be called Shitty Machete Machine, and it's going to be a 4/4 for 4 that crews for 4.
Oh.
Because everything on Merganda has no abilities. That's Merganda.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get a lot of vanilla creatures in this upcoming, in Aetherdrift, I'm sorry to say.
Oh.
Unless, of course, they change what the thing, or the flavor that I've seen on
Yeah,
cards
yeah,
from Merganda.
I remember now. Yeah,
Merganda
I remember now. Petroglyphs, yeah.
I built the deck. Oops, no abilities. Deck.
Yeah, and there was a plane too, right? A Morganda plane that like creatures with no abilities get +2 or something. Yeah, I remember that.
Bigly, yeah.
Yeah. Look at that magic history, man. Holy shit.
Look at us go.
Final thought of the day. Thank the business daddies. Who else we got to thank? Pile of Bones, producer Gary.
Yeah, we got to thank Pile of Bones for beer. We got to thank producer Gary for being our bud, putting a roof over our head, giving us somewhere to record the show. And who else? FusionGamingOnline.com, official business daddies. You can use special promo code CCO Holiday to save 5% off all your vehicles, all your lands, all your pilots, all your deck boxes, whatever you want, they got it, and they want you to have it by giving them money for it. And
that's it.
That's a thing where you can just give them less, because that's what I want to do, is give them less so they'll give us more, and you more also, because that's how life works. In any case, we're going to come back next week. We might talk some Innistrad. We're not exactly sure yet, but it's going to be very entertaining. And I hope that you will be right here to join us on the next
Oh, you almost got there.
I almost did it.
Shut the show off.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're
Hit
going
our
to see you
theme
back here on
song.
the next exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!